All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Paul Helgren, Associate Athletic Director for Communications here at the University of Toledo. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Joe Grogan Room for today's special introduction of our new head softball coach. Before we begin, I'd like to let everyone know that we're going to have a brief get-to-know-you chat with the coach and Anthony Bellino, who's here. Anthony's the host of the radio show X's and Bros, but is probably better known around here as the PA voice of Rocket football and Rocket basketball. So welcome, Anthony. Following that conversation, our friends in the media will have the opportunity to conduct one-on-one interviews with Coach Bracamonte. Then finally, we'd like to welcome everyone to stick around for the opportunity to enjoy some refreshments that we have in the back and welcome Coach into the Rocket family. So at this time, I'd like to introduce our Vice President and Director of Athletics, Brian Blair. Brian?
Rockets, how we doing? Let's try this. T-O-L. 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 All right, I love it. It feels like not too long ago I was doing one of these, huh? I guess we're about 2 months in, so we'll keep that rolling. Excited to be with you today. Very excited. We've got a great occasion to come together. I think I'll start with a couple thank yous. One to the current softball team. I met these young ladies on my first day on the job. Came out to the field, introduced myself. 2 weeks later, I was on the Zoom screen with them, promising them that I was going to find them the best absolute softball coach possible. That takes a lot of trust. They don't know me from Adam, and they met me one time. And for them to trust me with that responsibility, provide me feedback, provide me thoughts about the kind of coach they want, it meant a ton to me to feel that support. And I promise you, I think we got the best absolute coach possible for this team. So thank you to this current softball team. You ladies mean a ton to me. I want to thank you to our athletic staff. So many of you poured in so many hours, details of making phone calls, working on itineraries, driving from the airport, everything involved to make this possible. Our attention to detail throughout this process set us apart. Jessica and I talked about that. And our attention to detail showed that we care about the softball program and we care about who we invite to our family. That means a lot to me, so I can't thank our staff enough. So I've told everybody and often use this remark that hiring coaches is the most important thing I do. Coaches dictate so much of the student-athlete experience. I experienced it firsthand myself. To when I eat, to what I do in my free time, to so many things, that coach is that biggest mentor for those 4 or 5 years in life and have a profound impact on the type of young person you become. So who we choose to be our head coaches is not a responsibility I take lightly because I know the type of impact they can have. All that said, we poured our absolute everything into this search. We talked to search firms. We talked to over 10 sitting head coaches. We talked to softball national writers. We talked to the best and brightest out there, Hall of Famers, to all ask the same question: who's out there that would be a good fit for our head coach? The name we kept coming back to is Jessica Bracamonte. We're really excited about that. Jessica was award-winning 4-year letterman at Michigan State. She started her coaching career there and then ventured to Central Michigan and then at Duke most recently. I don't know how many of you followed Duke's softball program, and in 22, they finished ranked number 12 in the nation and their first 40-win season. Really impressive program. It's done a lot in a short time since they were founded. And for her to be part of that staff, of those twice named staff of the year, I think says a lot about her character, her contributions. She's worked and coached and played for the absolute best. We're really excited about that. She's been described as a hard worker, energetic, passionate, and self-aware. Today we get to describe her as our 12th head coach at Toledo Softball. So with that, if you please rise and welcome our new head coach, Jessica Bracamonte.
Hello, everybody. So excited to be here. This really means a lot to me, so don't be surprised if I get a little bit emotional. That is also part of how people would describe me, part of the passion piece. I can't tell you what it means to me to be standing here today. I made some notes to thank some specific people so that I wouldn't forget, but if I do forget somebody, I'm sorry. I know that happens when you're a little bit nervous, which I am. I'd like to start by thanking Brian, Kelly, and Jen for the amount of work that they put into finding the right fit. I know how important finding the right fit is, as I was trying to do that myself throughout this process, and they're confident that they did, and I am super confident that I did too. The entire athletic department, when Brian said that, we have talked about the difference that I felt here during this process that I felt anywhere else, that is 100% true. This was a long process for me in trying to find the right fit, and so I've had some opportunities to talk to a few other places and go on some other on-campus visits, and this place and the people in it just really separated themselves from the rest. And so I knew very early on that this was a special place to be, and while I was here, I asked some of the people who have been here for a long time, why have you stayed around Toledo so long? And the one thing that kept coming up was the people. And so I felt that when I was here, but that was in a very short time, and I've had the privilege of experiencing that firsthand in just the short amount of time I've been here so far. The current players, I know we have a few here today, just really thankful for them welcoming me with open arms. I know I've had an opportunity to talk to a few of them and meet a few of them in person, but just really super excited about their excitement in the direction of the program, and just the passion that I feel across the board from the hard work that they're ready to put in and move this thing forward. Alumni and previous coaches, we wouldn't be here, this program wouldn't be here today without all of the hard work that they have put in to get this program where it is today. I have coached in the MAC before, 6 years, and so I've been on the other side of a really successful Toledo team, and so I know that does not come easy. To get to that level and put yourself up there is a tall task, and so I know that a lot of people have put in some really hard work to get this program to where it is. Mentors and former players. Every single one of my former players has prepared me for this. They have taught me things that I would not have learned without them. They've taught me how to be a better coach, how to care about them more as people, just how to work really hard at developing our relationship off the field. And I really don't know that I would know how to do that without them. I can't say that it's, I grew up with some really tough coaches, and so when I started my career, it's not something that I really knew how to do, but they've really helped me get there and learn how to do that, so I'm really excited about how prepared I am in that area to get started. I would like to thank everybody who has ever pointed me in the right direction or given me advice. One of my biggest mentors is here today, Margot Yonker. She was at Central Michigan for 40 years, and I worked under her for 6 at Central. And the friendship and the guidance that she has provided me throughout my coaching career has been second to none, and I'm so lucky to have her here. My family, I have some extended family here today. My bonus family, I call them, when they asked me this morning who is coming today to watch me from up north, I said my bonus family will be here. And so I have Brittany, a really good friend of mine, and my bonus mom, Betsy. My actual family wasn't able to make it today, but I know that they're watching, and I just can't even begin to describe what they have meant to me and the support that they have provided me. I'm from Southern California, and so I'm a long way from home. I know my family wants me close, but they've never made me feel bad about chasing my dreams and going after the things I want to accomplish. So I love them, and I'm super thankful for them. And my last thank you is to God. I 100% believe He is guiding my ship and my steps, and I know that everybody I've thanked, I believe He has put in my path, and that has led me to this amazing opportunity today. So wouldn't be here without Him, and I'm super thankful to everybody. Excited to get started. Go Rockets.
Coach, welcome. Have a drink. It's good. Now, you talked a little bit about your family just now. You just referenced them, and I wanted to know, saying that you're from California. Obviously, weather's a lot different here, especially during the softball season, early spring and in the fall. But tell us about how your family and experience growing up playing softball, how that kind of shapes and molds who you are.
Yeah, it absolutely had a lot to do with where I am today. I will be honest, I didn't when my dad told me I was going to play softball, I wasn't super excited about that. It was kind of something that he forced me to try. We have some family friends who are a little bit older than me and have had the opportunity to go on and play collegiately, and so I think that was a pretty big driving force behind him wanting me to get into the sport. It didn't take long for me to fall in love with it. I was not very naturally talented when it came to sports, so I had to work really hard at developing my game, but I love the sport enough to really put that work in. And when I was told that playing collegiately was an opportunity, but this is what I had to do to get there, I'm somebody who's always been up for a challenge, and so between how much I love the sport and how challenging it was going to be, I was all about it.
So as you fall in love with the sport as a player, at what point do you realize, well, I might get into coaching?
So that happened for me in college. Sophomore, junior year, my college coach was, really encouraged us to kind of coach each other through some different things, and so I had an opportunity to, take a few underclassmen under my wing and kind of just bring them into the program, and watching them take the feedback that I was giving them and improve was something that I really loved. And my career, it goes by fast, and so I was nearing, this must have been junior year, nearing the end, and just wasn't ready to be done. So wanted to look at opportunities to stay involved and share my passion with others.
And now here you are at Toledo. So what attracted you to come here? Why UT?
So one of the most important pieces of advice that I received when talking to mentors and people that I look to in chasing this dream of becoming a head coach, something that kept coming up was go somewhere you can be successful. And so when you look at the opportunities that are available to you, all the head coaching opportunities that are out there, when you're getting ready to apply, that narrows that pool down a little bit, right? To going to places that you think you can be successful. And so Toledo right away, and having played against the program, being at Central, I knew that Toledo could be successful and has been. So that was probably one of the biggest things. And then, the Midwest has become home to me. It's where I've spent most of my adult life. And so I love it up here. I have two sisters who live in Michigan still. And so closer to family, closer to bonus family. It just all really made sense. And that was before I even had an opportunity to really talk to anybody here. And once I started those conversations, there was no doubt in my mind that this would be a really great place to be.
You mentioned a little bit earlier about your mentors and being here and some of your family as well. How does that shape your style of coaching? If you had to describe yourself now as the head coach of this program, what can your new team expect from you?
Yeah, gosh, this is a tough question to answer because I think that there are a lot of different things, and they're probably going to learn some things right now too because we haven't really talked yet a whole lot about what to expect from me. But I as far as taking what you've learned from others and making it your own, another piece of advice I got when I asked, how do you know when you've developed your philosophy? And I was given the example or an analogy of, how when you go to your first coaches convention and you leave with a notepad full of notes. Well, when you have developed your own philosophy, those pages will get less and less because you are changing a little bit less, right? Not that you ever stop growing or trying to be better, but that's when you have a pretty good foundation. And so, one thing that I learned from Margot right away, you see it in our office as soon as you walk in, is they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And that's something that I have definitely taken with me everywhere I've gone. It's taken me a little bit to figure out exactly how to do that, but I'm super confident in where I am with that now and just how I've learned to go about that throughout my career. Can expect consistency from me. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. If I say something is expected, that will be the standard, all the time. And so consistency is something that they will definitely be able to expect from me. And then just leading by example. I'm not going to ask them to do anything that I'm not myself willing to do. And so that's, I think, the two big things that they can expect from me.
Anytime that there's a new coach hired at any level in any sport, it's always, one of the major questions is expectations. So how do you manage your expectations now coming into a brand new situation, and what are some of those, if you can share them?
Sure. So I think if you're in athletics, you want to be the best. There's really no getting away from that. And so there's definitely making sure that I keep big picture ahead of, today and tomorrow, and making sure that we are working on something that will last for a really long time. I asked in a questionnaire that I sent out to the players and just wanting to learn more about, their vision and what they want and what they're looking for. One of the questions I asked was about traditions. Do you have traditions that are really important to you that we can make sure we keep around? And there weren't many. And so, that's an area that I think that's part of building something that will last. And so looking to just start some new things. And I'm confident that when we attack the process, the wins are going to follow, the success is going to follow. So I think when I start to get away from the process and focus on the expectation, my expectations for myself, right, is just go out there and be really great. Just bringing myself back to trusting the process of doing all the little things to the best of our ability and trusting that those results are just going to happen.
Any final thoughts as you officially begin your tenure here at Toledo?
Gosh, I just am so excited, over the moon excited. Everything that has been told to me about what Toledo is and the people in it has absolutely 100% been true. The amount of people that have reached out to me since I got the job about, hey, if you need anything, let me know. These are people I have not even met. If you need help moving, call me. My family and I, my wife and I will be able to we'd be happy to help you. And so just the amount of people that have reached out in support of me and this opportunity and supporting me in every way that they have, it just means the world. And I'm super excited to be here. I have zero doubt in my mind this is exactly where I'm supposed to be, and I can't wait to get started.
Coach Bracamonte, welcome to the Rocket family from all of us here at Toledo.
Thank you so much.